check in. I know this is a last minute live, so if you are here or you're deciding to check in, let me know. This is Thursday, September the 25th, 2025, and the time is 9:39 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we do have some breaking news, but I'm just waiting to see if anybody's here. Check in. This is very exciting to me. If you caught the video on my live that I did not long ago, I showed you a video of a gentleman named Chief Angel who was saying that the reason that there were National Guard in Chicago is because President Trump is actually removing police officers or policy enforcers and transferring all those duties into the sheriff department. And he was saying he has called for all policy enforcers or police officers to stand down, but many of them are kicking and screaming. They don't want to give up. So check in, family, who's here. But I want to tell you about the breaking news in a few minutes. I would love to see your comments. I only see one comment. There you go. Hi. Hello, Sister Tanya. Karen Sullivan White. Hi, sister. That's my homegirl from Portsmouth, Ohio. Hello, is that Tom Simmons? So this gentleman by the name of Chief Angel was saying that military generals and National Guard were being released on the ground, not only in Chicago, but elsewhere, and that nobody knows exactly what's going on, but he does. And I'm glad we downloaded that video and put it on my channel, because now people can't find him. Well, they can't find his account. It's been taken down and it's been banned. But let me get right to the breaking news, family. There is a Secretary of Defense named Pete Hegseth who just announced or called for a meeting of military generals and admirals worldwide to meet with him in Virginia, and nobody knows why. And what they're saying is this is unheard of for a Secretary of Defense to call such an emergency meeting. Nobody knows why, and to have them all meet at one place. And this is somewhere in Virginia. So you all can tell me, why it would be in Virginia. Maybe it is because it's in close proximity to Washington, D.C. But not only does nobody know why, but they're saying this is unheard of, it's unprecedented, and something is up. What we do know is if we take that information with Chief Angel that said that the National Guard is removing the police department and policy enforcers, is that we've been at war, a covert war between the good, President Donald Trump and his administration, and the so-called evil or the elite, the people that were in power. And what they're doing is they're completely removing their power and restoring the republic here in America. And things are happening worldwide. So I want you to catch my video I did the other day about Zimbabwe, because United States Republicans are meeting to discuss removing the sanctions from Zimbabwe. And when they remove the sanctions from Zimbabwe, Zimbabwe will now be able to borrow money if they wanted loans from the World Bank, but also to do trade with other African nations and the rest of the world. So for those of you that hold the Zimbabwean Zim or the Zimbabwean agro checks, this is good news for you, just knowing that sanctions are being removed. Because once you remove sanctions from a country, that means that the country has become sovereign. And the country also can reinstate their currency back to its lawful value. Now, we said reinstate the currency, but we already know there's the ZIG, which is the Zimbabwean dollar or currency backed by gold. Hold on, I'm supposed to meet somebody here. Backed by gold. So that's happening. And also Zimbabwe made an announcement about a year ago that they had introduced their first gold coin. And I've been reporting too that covertly Zimbabwe made agreements with Chinese companies to help them mine the gold that's underground. So we know that's happening in Zimbabwe. We know that Vietnam and Venezuela are doing some cleanups. In fact, in Vietnam, they just got rid of 86 million bank accounts, because they're doing banking cleanup. And the reason why they got rid of these banking accounts is because a lot of people in power had these secret accounts or so-called dummy accounts where they were trading and laundering money, trading and laundering children, all type of things with these secret accounts. So they have to clean up those accounts as they move towards a new banking system. So a lot is going on in Vietnam, a lot is going on in Venezuela, a lot is going on in Zimbabwe as well as America. So I just wanted to come on to let you all know that, yes, this is good news that the secretary, if you're just joining us, the Secretary of Defense just made an announcement that he's calling on generals and admirals worldwide to meet in Virginia, and nobody knows why. This is unprecedented. So I'll come back on later this evening if I find any more news, and I'll let you all know what's going on. Thank you all so much for listening and for joining me. I love you. This is Dr. Kia Pruitt signing out. Peace. Bye-bye. Don't worry, I'll be back later on this evening. Peace.